Animal Crossing is back, baby! This is not a drill. Last week, out of nowhere, Nintendo announced that Animal Crossing New Horizons will be getting its first big update since, 2021. A big 3.0 update for the base game, and an enhanced version of the entire game for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, if you don't recognize this part, that's me. If you've been watching this channel for a while, then you know that back in 2020, when Animal Crossing New Horizons first came out, I got hooked on this game. It was one of my first real experiences playing an Animal Crossing game, and I chronicled the entire thing in a big series of videos on this channel. And I was already planning on trying to do some kind of big return to Animal Crossing sometime this year to celebrate the 5th anniversary of the game. Yeah, let that part sink in. This game is 5 years old now. Perish, wither, you rapidly aging beast. But for those of you who maybe didn't fall down this rabbit hole, Animal Crossing is a Nintendo series that's been running for a very long time and is maybe best described as a life simulator. Here in the States, it started all the way back on the GameCube, though it was a Nintendo 64 game first in Japan, blah, 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 blah. But basically all the different versions of the game throughout the years play basically the same. You live in a little town full of silly animal people, and you can catch bugs, mingle with your neighbors, decorate your house, and most importantly, accrue mountains and mountains of debt in the process. There's no real goal or ending to the game. It's just the kind of thing that you just pop into once a day, you do a few things, then you move on. You relax, you chill out, and that's about it. But of course, all of that made the newest version of the game, New Horizons, a massive hit in the year 2020 when most people couldn't just move on. And now that Nintendo's got a brand new console out in the Switch 2, it was only a matter of time before we either got a new Animal Crossing game or some kind of big update to the old one. And to be honest, I probably would have preferred a full new game, but I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. More Animal Crossing is exciting. So what do we got? Just turning on the trailer and hearing that music makes me smile. It's crazy how much nostalgia is already forming for this game for me. The vibes of this game were just so perfectly cozy. I mean, it kind of helped launch the entire cozy game trend that we're in right now. And it looks like those cozy aesthetics are only gonna get better because with the Switch 2 edition, we are getting some graphical updates. A higher resolution, better, sharper graphics, the kind of things that you would expect in what is essentially a remaster. And hey, I'm sure the game's gonna look fantastic in 4K, but when they said, check out our new sharp graphics, and they had to zoom way in just to show a little bit of the difference, I did admittedly laugh a little bit. I'm sure it's gonna look fine, but they really had to kind of stretch for that. Of course, the more interesting changes come with how you actually, interact with the game. And a lot of these are admittedly kind of gimmicky. The Switch 2 Joy-Cons can be used like a computer mouse now, so you can have mouse controls when decorating your house or designing clothes or something, and I kind of like this. Trying to operate any kind of cursor movement with a joystick, it's always pretty clunky, and so while I probably won't use this any more than once, it's nice that it's there. Wait, oh man, you can draw with it too? Oh, Nintendo are giving us way too much power there. There's gonna be dicks drawn with that thing within an hour of release, I guarantee it. What else? You can now have up to 12 people doing multiplayer all at once. Brave of you, Nintendo, to think I have 11 friends. And of course, that means you can all hop into that proprietary Nintendo Zoom meeting mode or use the $55 webcam that is exclusive to the Switch 2 and just have your face appear on screen. You could do that if you want. Don't get me wrong, these are cute features, 100%. I am positive that no one's really gonna use them. One thing I really do love, though, is this new item they've introduced called the Megaphone. Using the Switch 2's built-in mic, you can actually call for one of your villagers and have them shout back. So, if you need to find, Tank for whatever reason, you don't have to go running around aimlessly for 10 minutes only to find out that he was standing behind a wall right next to you the entire time. It's a pretty solid quality of life improvement. I like that. But also, let's be real, I'm just excited for anything that lets me shout at my villagers more than I already do. Move here, please! Take my medicine! I can't see! Get off my island! Hey! Hopkins! The heck are you doing? Carlos, get off my lawn! All that stuff's for the Switch 2 edition, so if you only have the base version of the game, not a whole lot of that's gonna matter much to you, but there are a bunch of new things coming to the base game no matter what console you have, so let's take a look at that. The first thing they show off is this brand new hotel resort they've opened up near the beach on your island. They built an entire hotel on the pier That shit's not gonna survive hurricane season. The place is run by Cap'n, that little turtle guy who takes you on boat rides and sings you sea shanties. His family opened up this death trap of a hotel on the pier in the hopes of attracting new guests and tourists to your island. And it's up to us, the players, to decorate the rooms. Wait. So it's just Happy Home Designer, yeah, right? Am I reading that right? No, seriously, this looks almost exactly like the Happy Home Designer stuff they put in the last major update for the game. In that, you go off your island to a new location to design homes for guests, and if you do a good job, you get paid in a specific currency unique to that mode. This hotel thing looks straight up like the exact same thing, even with its own currency, except you don't have to go off your island to do it. It's a little redundant, don't you think? I mean, this brand new thing, the first thing they show off in the updates is basically something we could already do with a fancy new hat on it. What's the deal? Don't get me wrong, it looks fun. I'm just kind of confused, I guess. I think the major difference here is that because it's on your island instead of in a different location, that means there's gonna be like more guests and tourists visiting the island so you can see them walking around, and I like that. In a game like Animal Crossing, you kind of want the new features to have like a visible, notable effect on your day-to-day activities. But, aside from that, I'm not really sure what makes this all that different from Happy Home Paradise. Wait, that was paid DLC, wasn't it? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, scratch that. Okay, essentially this seems to be giving people like a free alternative to the Happy Home Paradise DLC from a few years ago. That makes a bit more sense. But damn, I feel bad for anyone who dropped the like $25 on that DLC a few days ago, right when this got announced. Oops. It looks like we're getting a bunch of solid quality of life improvements as well. Being able to expand your storage, expand what you can store, being able to craft more than one of an item at a time, simple stuff like that. And hey, Rossetti? What you doing here, man? Yes, the classic Animal Crossing character, Mr. Rossetti, is back, even though he's technically been here the whole time. Back in the olden days, if you played Animal Crossing and turned it off without saving, the next time you booted the game up, this dude would show up and absolutely chew you out. A dude got pissed if you'd quit the game without saving, so next time you played, he would hold you captive right at the beginning and just keep berating you over and over until you could finally get on with the game. Yeah. The old Animal Crossing games had a lot more attitude. New Horizons not only got rid of a lot of that edge, it just autosaves now. Oops. So, Rossetti got reassigned to that, rescue service thing. I don't know, I never used it after the tutorial. But now he's running a cleanup service on the island, so you can talk to him if you want to have him clean up or reset a specific area of your island. That's a pretty cute way to dress up yet another quality of life improvement. So now, if you want to redecorate an area of your island, you don't have to go painstakingly pick up every individual item, put them in your pockets, run out of pocket space, run to your house, drop the stuff off, then go back and repeat. You can just have Rossetti do it for you. And, it's nice to just see some more classic characters. It's also good. Speaking of classic characters, it looks like they're doing some crossover stuff with Zelda and Splatoon. Great! Love that. Gotta be honest, I haven't been keeping up a bunch with Zelda lately. I didn't play a ton of Breath of the Wild, and I straight up never played Tears of the Kingdom, so whoever these characters they're showing off are, I don't know who they are. I recognize them enough that I know that they're supposed to be Zelda characters, but don't ask me anything beyond that. I really do love all the little Zelda knickknacks they're showing off here, but really, I am much more of a Splatoon fan. I've never really talked about this, but Splatoon is probably like my favorite Nintendo franchise that's not Mario. I love these games. I love the aesthetic, I love the gameplay, I love the weird single-player modes that no one ever gives their flowers to. I love that it's a weird mix of like Ratchet and Clank and Mario Galaxy and like The Blob. It's so fun, and those single-player modes are underrated. Play them. So seeing all the Splatoon stuff is really cool. Seeing these two villagers dressed up as Shiver and Fry from Deep Cut, super cute. Love that. But oh man, all of the Splatoon-themed items that you can decorate with, that is cool, man. I am not the world's biggest decorator in Animal Crossing, lest we forget Junk and Bear's Hill, but this might actually turn me into like a fierce Animal Crossing decorator because I love this vibe. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these crossovers appear to be locked behind amiibos. You know those little figurines that Nintendo's been making for the past decade? Remember that those are supposed to have like game functionality? I kind of forgot about that. So hopefully some of these special themed items aren't completely locked behind that paywall because I kind of sold all of my amiibo last year. I never used them. I didn't have a place to put them, and damn it, right when I might need those little pieces of shit. But the most exciting thing, in my opinion, especially for the longtime Animal Crossing fans, are gonna be the Nintendo crossover items. And yeah, I mean, like Zelda and Splatoon are Nintendo, but like Nintendo, real world Nintendo. You can just straight up buy retro Nintendo consoles in the game now. The NES, the Super Nintendo, the Famicom, the Super Famicom, the Famicom Disk System, the Game Boy, and a bunch of the pre-video game era Nintendo toys even. That's really cute, straight up, I love that. But on top of that, if you have an active Nintendo Online subscription, when you buy one of these consoles, you can actually play a retro Nintendo game on it within Animal Crossing. For those of you who don't know, one of the most beloved things about the original Animal Crossing back in the day was the fact that you could collect and play real NES games within Animal Crossing. As far as I can tell, this only existed in the first game and has never come back. And, you know, this was in the days before Wi-Fi and eShops and Virtual Console, so this was probably a lot of kids' first introduction to retro gaming back in the day. And, you know, of course, now Animal Crossing itself is a retro game. Yikes. This is really cool. Of course it isn't perfect, sorry. I mean, the fact that you have to have an active Nintendo Online subscription in order to play these games is, quite frankly, as lame as hell. I mean, that kind of ruins the magic now, doesn't it? Each console only comes with one game that you can play, and so far, they've shown off Ice Climber, Clu Land, and the Game Boy version of Dr. Mario, so, you know, they're not exactly giving us the cream of the crop for each system. And I mean, if you do have a Nintendo Online subscription, dude, you already have access to these games. They're just in a different app. The only thing this is letting you do is access them without closing out of Animal Crossing. And plus, you still have to buy the console in-game with the in-game currency. At that point, would it really have killed Nintendo to just let us have Ice Climber for once? Come on. But hey, honestly, I am kind of nitpicking at this point. When I saw this in the trailer, it did make me smile. Just the fact that something is bringing back the spirit of the NES games from the original Animal Crossing, I think that's enough to be kind of hyped about. It admittedly made me happy, so I can't really act all high and mighty here. Lego, there's Lego stuff now. I don't get it. And lastly, the new 3.0 update is changing up some stuff with Luna's Dream World. I never really covered this part of the game in any of my other videos, but basically, if you get into your bed and take a nap, you'll get transported to this magical dream realm, and you can talk to this character named Luna, who will let you visit other people's islands. I don't know, I never used it. But now they're introducing Slumber Islands, which is actually addressing something big that I've seen a few Animal Crossing players begging for. See, when you start Animal Crossing New Horizons, that's kind of it. You get an island, you build it up, and then you're kind of stuck with it. There are no separate save files in the game. So if you really want to start over from scratch and build a new island, you either have to delete the one you've already been working on, or you have to just like, I don't know, get another Switch. Yeah, maybe it works if you start doing it with other profiles on the same console, but you see the problem, right? Even if that were the case, it would still be a lot of work just to start a new island. And after 5, now getting close to 6 years on the market, I've seen a number of Animal Crossing players online who really want to start fresh, but don't want to erase their progress. So now, we got Slumber Islands. Basically, now you can start from scratch decorating and customizing up to 3 new islands without having to, you know, sacrifice your original one. And because they're all dream islands, they've kind of lifted all the limitations from the main game, so you can kind of make them whatever you want, as quick as you want. You can pick whatever size and shape of island you want, you can load in as many villagers from your island as you want, and you can even change the time of day and the weather with just a flick of a switch. You want to plant a tree, but you don't want to wait for it to grow? Now you can just open up a menu and plant a tree at literally whatever stage in its growth cycle you want. It's whatever you need. And it looks like you can even pull up the Happy Home Paradise style item menu to just place as many items as you please. Basically, it seems like they took a lot of the in-depth interior decorating stuff that's really intuitive and limitless and just expanded it to an entire island, and you can do multiplayer on it, and it's just really cool. Just having the ability to start from scratch and make new islands without the limitations of the main game, I think is going to be a really great way to bring players back and get them hooked on Animal Crossing again. A really solid payoff for the years of people's lives that they may or may not have poured into this game. And you know, between this and the Rossetti stuff, there is kind of a weird pattern in these updates of just being able to reset. Being able to take a lot of the progress you've made over the years and safely wipe it clean so you can start from scratch without actually risking any of your hard work. It's kind of weird, right? I'm also pretty sure that this is the first time any Animal Crossing game has gone cross-generation. Usually each generation or console just gets their one, that's why most of them play about the same, but now Animal Crossing New Horizons is jumping over to be a Nintendo Switch 2 game as well and just saying, hey, you want to start over and do it all again? Kind of makes me wonder what Nintendo's plans might be for the next Animal Crossing. I mean, it's been 5 years, it's getting to be about time for one, lest we forget the demon summoning circles that Animal Crossing fans were posting on Twitter back before New Horizons got announced. They were desperate for one. Or maybe they'll just pull like a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and just keep updating this current version for literally as long as possible. I don't know, like I said, a lot of the time Animal Crossing games just play about the same with minor differences in between anyways, so I don't know. Either way, I am really excited to finally have a reason to hop back into an island, yell at my villagers some more, and continue to be unshakably mediocre at this game. Seriously though, I don't get the Lego thing. I mean, it's cute, but seemed kind of random. They just sort of dropped it out of nowhere, and that's like a big name collaboration to just be like, hey, we're doing Lego shit. I mean, like, is this like a brand deal? Or are we gonna have to put like #ad on the box or something? Dude, that bed would fucking wreck your back. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my new video, and of course, now I gotta give a huge shout out to all of my Living in Denial channel members. Those being KO Productions, Ryan Wilkins, Kisara, Kirby the Ice King, Spooky Month 333, Not So Simple Grim, Loki, not that one, Princess Ella Bunny, Meme Boy 049, Reality in Color, Samburger, Jake Artist 13, JBG 0801, Broken Pie, Revamped Skunk, Chiller Beans, Grace Strickland, L1 Brew 5, Hey It's Rosa, No Naha, Star Squared, Strange Fan 101, Glue Gunner, AR Hester, Dirk, Flip Flop, Mario Underground, Wolfglar, Bucket Studios, Michael Milton, Z-Boot, The Wild Megalo, Cyril Plays 656, Mimikyu 199, Ciela Star, and Galaxy.